I saw a comment the other day that said, Jinger, do you even know how many nieces and nephews you have? And honestly, I had to stop and count. The rumors are true. The Duggar family tree has grown in ways the public hasn't seen. There are babies in our family who have never been on a magazine cover, never been posted on Instagram, and whose names you might not even know. And I want to tell you that is exactly how some of my siblings want it. For years, our lives were an open book. Every birth was a special episode, but things have changed. The cameras are gone, and a lot of my brothers and sisters have chosen to step out of the spotlight to protect their kids. Today, I'm going to answer the question everyone is asking: are there secret grandkids? Yes. But I'm also going to explain why the era of the public Duggar baby is over and why silence is the new normal for my family. It seems like every time I open social media or do an interview, there is one question that pops up more than any other. Jinger, how many grandkids are there now? And is it true there are secret babies? I recently did a Q&A where I laughed and said, honestly, I don't know if I can give you a number right now. And people went wild. They thought I was confirming some massive conspiracy. But the truth is much simpler and, honestly, much healthier. The reason I might hesitate on the number isn't because there is some dark secret. It's because my family has finally realized that we don't owe the world an announcement every time a child is born. For a long time, our value was tied to that number. 19 kids, counting grandkids. It was a counter that never stopped ticking. But now, some of my brothers and sisters have looked at that counter and decided to unplug it. They are having babies, raising them and loving them without a hashtag or a press release. So yes, there are sweet little nieces and nephews of mine running around Arkansas right now who you have never seen. And I think that is beautiful. You have to understand the world we grew up in. From the time I was a little girl, a camera crew was there for everything. If someone got pregnant, it was a season finale. If someone gave birth, it was a 2-hour special. We were conditioned to believe that sharing our blessings meant broadcasting our most intimate moments to millions of strangers. But as we got older and started having families of our own, the landscape changed. We saw the comments sections. We saw the criticism. We realized that while the show brought us opportunities, it also stripped us of our anonymity. When the show was canceled, it was like a band-aid being ripped off. Suddenly, the contract to share our lives was gone. And for the first time, My siblings had a choice. They could choose to be influencers and keep the camera rolling, or they could choose to be normal people. A lot of you are surprised that people like Joseph or Josiah chose normal. But if you grew up the way we did, you'd understand why to silence feels like freedom. I want to talk specifically about my brothers, Joseph and Josiah, and their wives, Kendra and Lauren. They have been the subject of so much speculation. I see the threads online analyzing Kendra's photos or trying to spot a baby bump in the background of a holiday video. Here is the reality. They aren't hiding their children in a closet. They are just living their lives. They go to the grocery store, they go to church, they go to the park, but they have decided that the internet is not a safe or healthy place for their families. After years of being analyzed and criticized, they drew a hard line in the sand. They decided that their children's childhoods belong to them, not to the public. It's not about being secretive. It's about being protective. And honestly, I admire them for it. It takes a lot of strength to turn down the easy money and attention that comes with social media fame to give your kids a normal life. So when you see a mystery baby in a family photo, just know that child is loved. They are safe, and they are lucky enough to grow up without a camera in their face. I think for a lot of people, the shift really started with Josiah and Lauren. When they first got married, they were just like the rest of us, posting updates, sharing their life. But then came the miscarriage, and with it, a wave of online commentary that was just cruel. Lauren took it really hard, and honestly, who wouldn't? Started to have your deepest pain analyzed by strangers is something no one should have to go through. They made a conscious choice to step back. They scrubbed their Instagram. They stopped filming. And when they had their daughter, Bella, and then their subsequent children, they kept them entirely to themselves. It wasn't about being secretive for the sake of drama. It was about survival. They prioritized their mental health over their public image. And seeing them now, so happy and free from that pressure, makes me realize they made the right call. Then there's Joe and Kendra. They are the sweetest couple, and they have always just wanted a simple life. They live in Arkansas, close to the family, and they are busy raising a lot of little ones, but you won't see them on YouTube. Joe has never been one for the spotlight. He's a hard worker. He loves his real estate business, and he loves his kids. When the show ended, he didn't try to become an influencer. He just went back to being Joe. There have been rumors that they have welcomed a third or maybe even a fourth baby since they last posted. And while I won't give you a number, I will say this: their home is full of laughter and diapers. They are happy living a life where the only people who need to know their kids' names are the people who come over for dinner. Okay, I have to laugh at myself a little bit here. People ask me, Jinger, what is the official grandchild count? And sometimes I genuinely have to check the family group chat with 19 siblings, and most of them married now. The family is expanding exponentially. We have birthdays almost every week. There are announcements happening in our private chats that never make it to the public. Sometimes I'll see a photo and think, is that the new baby or the one from last year? It's chaotic, but in the best way. It's not that we are trying to confuse the fans. It's just that our reality is huge. The secret grandkids aren't secret to us. They are just part of the massive, loud, wonderful crowd that gathers at my parents' house for Christmas. This topic hits close to home because Jeremy and I went through our own privacy journey with Felicity and Evangeline. When Felicity was born, we posted everything. But living in Los Angeles changed our perspective. We started to realize that once a photo is out there, you lose control of it. We decided to stop showing their faces. It wasn't an easy decision because we are so proud of them, but we wanted to give them the dignity of choosing their own digital footprint when they are older. My sisters in Arkansas have different approaches. Some share, some don't. And we all respect each other. But for me, seeing my daughters grow up without strangers commenting on their appearance has been such a relief. It allows them to just be kids, not content. I can't talk about privacy without acknowledging the elephant in the room. The situation with my brother Josh shook our family to its core. It was a tragedy on so many levels. And watching the media storm that followed, it made everyone want to retreat. For my siblings with young children, it became a protective instinct. They didn't want their innocent babies to be associated with those headlines. They wanted to build a wall between their families and the public scrutiny. The scandal forced us to reevaluate everything, what we share, who we trust, and how we protect the next generation. So if you're wondering why the Duggars went dark, a lot of it comes from a deep desire to shield these new babies from the pain of the past. One of the biggest realizations I had after moving to LA was about consent. When we were growing up, we didn't have a choice. The cameras were just there. We thought it was normal to have our dentist appointments and our awkward teenage years broadcast to the world. But looking back now, as a mother, I realize how vulnerable we were. My siblings who have chosen to go dark, like Joe and Josiah, are breaking that cycle. They are looking at their babies and saying, you didn't sign up for this. They want their kids to make their own mistakes without a million strangers commenting on it. It's not that they are ashamed of their children. It's that they respect them too much to use them for content. Seeing my brothers protect their families like that, it makes me really proud. They are giving their kids the one thing we never had, anonymity. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Jinger, Jessa, and Joyce still post everything, and that's true. We do have a bit of a split in the family right now. You have the influencer group, meet Jessa, Joy, Jill, who are still somewhat public. And then you have the private group who have basically vanished. But even for the ones who are still online, it's different now. Jessa is very curated with what she shares. Joy films a lot, but she also takes long breaks. We aren't being forced to film anymore. We are in control. If Jessa wants to share her new baby, Edward, that's her choice. If Joe wants to keep his new baby a secret, that's his choice. We've learned that there is no one right way to do this. We are all just trying to figure out what works for our own little households, even if it looks confusing from the outside. You guys always ask about the holidays. What is Christmas like with 30 plus grandkids? Honestly, it's absolute chaos. Beautiful chaos, but chaos. Imagine 30 little toddlers running around the big house. The noise level is insane. And yes, if you were a fly on the wall, you would see faces you don't recognize from Instagram. There are babies being passed around that the public doesn't know exist. I admit, even I get confused. Sometimes I'll see a toddler and have to ask, wait, which one is this? Is this Joe's? Is this Jed's? We laugh about it. My mom, Grandma Michelle, is in her element, though she somehow manages to keep track of everyone. But for the rest of us, we usually need name tags. For a long time, we were taught that being famous was part of our ministry. We thought that by showing our lives, we were showing God's love. But I've had to do a lot of deconstructing of that idea. I realized that fame can actually be toxic to faith. When you are performing your life for an audience, it's hard to be authentic with God. My siblings who stepped away, I think they found a deeper faith in the quiet. They aren't worrying about witnessing to a camera crew. They are just loving their neighbors. Stepping out of the spotlight wasn't just about privacy. For many of us, it was about spiritual survival. We had to separate who we were on TV from who we were in Christ. And that has been a long, hard journey. Moving to Los Angeles was the best thing Jeremy and I could have done for our family. And I don't just mean for the weather. Being 500 miles away from Arkansas gave me space to breathe. When you are in the middle of the Duggar bubble, it's hard to see things clearly. But out here, I can look back at my family with a different perspective. I can see the dysfunction, yes, but I can also see the love. The distance helped me set boundaries. It helped me decide that my kids, Felicity, Evangeline, and little Finnegan, were going to have a different childhood. I love my family, but I also love the life we've built here. A life where we can go to the park and just be the Vuolos, not the Duggars. One of the biggest changes in our family dynamic has been learning to ask permission. In the old days, if you took a picture, you posted it. It didn't matter who was in the background or what they were doing. But now we have a new unspoken rule. Ask before you post. I've had to learn this myself. If I'm at the big house and I take a cute video of Felicity playing with her cousins, I have to stop and check. Wait, is that Joe's baby in the corner? Is that size toddler? If the answer is yes, I don't post it. Or I crop it. It sounds tedious, but it's actually a sign of respect. We are learning to value each other's boundaries more than we value a cute Instagram story. It's created a safer environment for us to just be family again without the fear that a private moment will become a headline. I have to address the rumors. I see the YouTube channels. I see the Reddit threads. People have these wild theories that my sisters are wearing fake bumps or that we are hiding babies for some nefarious reason. It's exhausting. The truth is so much less dramatic. There is no grand conspiracy. There is just a group of people who got burned by fame and are trying to heal. When people speculate about secret babies, like it's a game, they forget that there are real human beings involved. They forget that maybe a couple is struggling with infertility, or maybe they just want to enjoy their newborn without millions of strangers commenting on the baby's name or appearance. The rumor mill turns our lives into a soap opera, but for us, this is our reality, and it hurts. My mom, Grandma Michelle, is in a unique position. She has grandkids who are totally public, like Jess's kids, and grandkids who are totally private, like Joe's navigating that has to be hard for her. She loves all of them the same. I've watched her be so careful. She'll have a birthday party and take photos for her own memory album, but she won't post them online because she knows it would cause a media storm. She has become the keeper of secrets in a way. She respects the wishes of her adult children, even if it's different from how she raised us. Seeing her adapt to this new era of privacy, it shows me that she's trying. She just wants to be a grandma, not a reality TV star anymore. People ask me if the Duggar brand is over. And honestly, I think the version of it that you knew, the matching outfits, the perfect hair, the constant filming, yes, that is over. And I think that's a good thing. We aren't a brand. We are a family. A messy, complicated, growing family. The pressure to maintain that perfect image destroyed so much of our privacy. Now that the show is gone, the brand is dissolving, and what's left is just us. Some of us are still public. Some are private. Some are deconstructing. Some are staying the sanctum. We are finding our own individual identities outside of the Duggar label. The brand might be dead, but the people are finally starting to live. When I think about my nieces and nephews who are growing up off camera, the ones you call the Secret Grandkids, I feel so much hope for them. They won't have to watch their potty training moments on reruns when they are teenagers. They won't have to read comments about their appearance. They get to be anonymous. That is a gift I would have given anything for. They can go to college, get jobs, and make friends without everyone knowing their entire family history before they even shake hands. My brothers and sisters are giving them a blank slate. It's the best inheritance they could possibly give them. So if you feel sad that you don't get to see them, just remember, you're missing out is their freedom. If I could say one thing to my sisters, both the ones who are public and the ones who are private, it's this: keep listening to your gut. For so long, we were told to listen to authority, to the show, to the fans. But finding your own voice is the most powerful thing you can do. Whether you choose to share your life or hide it, make sure it's your choice. Don't do it for the likes. And don't do it out of fear. Do what is right for your marriage and your children. I'm cheering for all of them. Whether they are influencing millions or just raising 3 kids in a quiet house in Arkansas, I am proud of the women they are becoming. We are all finding our way, one step at a time. So, are there secret grandkids? Yes. Are there more secrets? Probably. But that's what families are supposed to have privacy. The legacy of the Duggar family isn't going to be a TV show anymore. It's not going to be a number. It's going to be the individual lives we build. It's going to be about breaking cycles, finding true faith, and loving our children enough to protect them. I'm grateful for where I come from, but I'm even more grateful for where we are going. Thank you for caring enough to ask, and thank you for respecting the answers we can't or won't give. This is Jinger signing off.